Well, good evening, everybody. Let's give some time for everybody to come in tonight. But thank you for being here. Man, let me work on getting us set up here. We appreciate everybody that's going to chime in and watch us. A little, a little warm in my part of the country, but hey, that's okay. It's better than the cold weather. I would tell you that we appreciate it, especially if you guys are going to watch us on the replay tonight or tomorrow
Guys,
afternoon.
the new puzzle game Royal Kingdom just launched, and it's the follow.
So let me see, we got a few people hanging out in the background. What's going on with you few people? We appreciate the thumbs up, the support. Cricket's in the house. Cricket, how are you? I'm still kind of getting set up here, Cricket, but I think we're in good shape. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up, Cricket. We appreciate that. I've had a kind of got a new location this evening. Hope everybody enjoys the additional view. Hopefully that glancing gamer doesn't bully me again. He's not a bully. He just gets excited. He didn't realize that you were a good subscriber. He thought maybe you were trolling us, and he was just trying to defend our channel. But he's a really good guy. He's a smart guy. He lives over in Germany. But I explained to him, Cricket, that you're one of the good guys. And I don't think he really wasn't trying to bully you. He was trying to have some fun with you. You know what I mean? He was trying to tease you a little bit and have some fun versus, really bullying. So that's what I think. But anyway, Cricket, we thank you for coming in. We do. Man. I had to pull down my sunshade. I was going to be blinded today. I knew that. We've had so much rain here the last few days that everything's soaking wet. All the outdoor furniture is soaking wet. And so I had to sit in the only one that was. Nicholas, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. We got 18 people watching. You guys in the background, one, give us some thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Like, share. But come into the chat and feel free to drop us a message. Say hello. Let us know where you're from, what you're thinking. My Views, Your World is an outstanding channel. If you have a YouTube channel, let me know. We'll try to help you grow your YouTube channel while we're here. Even though we're technically not a grow channel, we do try to help people when we can. So everybody said hello to each other. My Views, Your World. Cricket's in the house, and Nicolo is in the house. We thank everybody for coming here. What happens a lot, if you guys know, is when live streams start up very first, you get like 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 people checking you out. And then if they realize there's not a girl with big boobs, they go away. So, hi, Western Speed says, hi, do you love Western Speed? No, if you're referring to yourself, no, I don't love you. Not at all. I don't know who you are. So, sorry. I don't give love out unless I know love. Sorry about that. Ain't that right? My Views, Your World. So, sorry to burst your bubble or to make you sad. But that's just kind of the way it is in this world. I'm having some Gatorade. I've been working all day. We got a busy week. We got a busy next 2 weeks. Busy yesterday. We got friends that are getting ready to go get married in the Philippines. So that's kind of exciting. We can't go to the Philippines, but they're going over for a month. They're both originally Philippine citizens. The husband they're married here in America too, is a U.S. citizen. His wife's a Philippine citizen who's going to become, but already married in America. They're going back home to the Philippines to do a great big fancy wedding for all the Filipino family. Dennis says he loves Eastern speed. Yeah, and Dennis is in the East, and he would know. So there you go, man. Western speed, don't know what to tell you. Dennis, how are you, buddy? What's going on in your world? TDM is from Brazil. Nice. Thank you from Brazil. We love the country of Brazil. We, Dennis and everybody, all the men, love the women. So thank you for being here. We provide service and we try to make safe in here. Western Speed also loves you. Well, good. Nothing like having a commercial on a live stream that I'm not getting paid for. You know, so. But I'm happy for you. Hey, whatever makes your boat speed along is whatever it is. So yeah, we don't have Western Speed. We know nothing about it. We actually have regular old internet in this part of the world. And if we need to, we can have Elon Musk's Starlink for satellite internet. But as you can see, we live in a town, so internet's not an issue in this part of the world. At least not for us. So Dennis, what's going on? Everybody said hello to everybody. I had something I was going to tell you, Dennis, but man, I forgot about it. I sell AC. Can I advertise? Yes, absolutely. You can hear all the freaking worst time of the day, but the house is really hot because it got really warm here today, and we haven't turned the AC on yet. So, been working in the house. It's too hot, so I wanted to sit outside and enjoy the evening, but we're going to have to put up with the dogs for a little bit. So, because I got a bunch of people walking in the neighborhood, and they like to rattle the dogs up. AC, can I advertise? Yes, sir. Well, Dennis, I think you've already, do you have good advertising? Do you have pictures you want to share? So, Cricket is saying, what the Sigma? I'm not for sure what you mean, but okay. You know, Cricket. But yeah, you know, it's busy today. So our friends are going back to the Philippines. They leave on Wednesday. So we went over to their house yesterday, got a house key for their house, because while they're gone, we're going to go in there and steal all of their stuff. Go through the food, the refrigerator, you know, steal his gaming system and all of that good stuff while they're gone. So, you know. But they're excited. They're going to be in the Philippines a month. We were hoping to get to go, but we just can't make it. But we're going to head off to, we go to Alabama here real soon. Daisy, enough. Don't make me turn you into dog food. So that's what we've been in. Today I've been cleaning house. I got the fishing gear ready for Alabama. What else have we done? You know, put up with the wife, doing dishes, you know, trying to get clothes organized. The pantry drawer also, yes. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the young lady that's getting married, let me turn that a tiny bit. She's the one that James fancies, but I've told James, sorry, James, she's already married, and they're going back to the Philippines to get married again just for, you know, family's sake. But they're married here. So yes, Dennis, you're right. And I know they don't do any drugs, or I would go through their drug stash. So, are you still looking at houses there? Yeah, houses in Alabama, you bet. We got a lot to do next week. I think we're going to be down there sometime next week. Absolutely. Houses, we're meeting with a real estate person. We're neighborhood hunting. I'm going to clean up, and I'm going to look like a, not as Lorelei says, an old-looking dude. Western Speed says, we are excited. Come to an office, you know, in Alberta, Canada, or Alberta and Calgary. You know, we've been thinking about adopting those little cities and maybe turning them into states. But we don't know, you know, that part of Canada is really not a place that Americans give a rat's butt about. We like British Columbia, you know, but those, I don't know. We're not too excited about that part of Canada. You guys, maybe we'll just take part of your country and leave the other part over there. I don't know. Maybe that's the best way to do that. So, but we're not too excited about those cities. You know, too bad you don't live in a good part of Canada. Yeah, we're looking for houses there. We're going to do some fishing while we're there. We're going to go to Florida while we're there. Um, I miss the Puntain. You missed the Puntain? Puntain. Or, I might be misinterpreting what you say in my views. How can you miss that? I mean, if it's what I think you're trying to say, you're in the land of plenty. If you're trying to say what I think you're saying, but there got to be something else there might be your world. But yeah, we're going to try to go fishing. Got to take Lorelai to the beach one day. We're going to run over to Pensacola, Florida, look around at neighborhoods there, but we're concentrating on Alabama. Wait, what the F? Banff, and Jasper are the two top resorts in the world, 1.5 hours from Calgary. All right, so you're saying that we should consider adopting Calgary too? Should we bring that into the fold? Is that what you're saying, Dennis? Because if it's one of the best resorts, then it'd be okay for us Americans to own it, right? French fries with gravy and curd. Ah, is that what you missed? All right, I was thinking you were missing something else. You know, it had nothing to do with food. So, you know where my brain was going, because I've been talking to Dennis. Dennis is in here. And anytime Dennis is in here, your brains kind of go off to the arm candy thing, you know? Not two, I said top. Well, yeah, but that's, who rated it the top one? Who rated it? Who rated it? Huh? Are the top resorts in the world. Well, you said there's two of them, right? Well, but I haven't been there. Come on, man. If it would have been really that good, I would have already been there. Yeah, I don't think Americans ever heard of the place. So it must be a top secret. Is it under the igloos or the ice cap or whatever? Google, all right, give me a second. I'll Google it, Dennis. Because, you know, I bring my Google device with me out here because I know at some point in time I got to Google something. What was it called again? There it is. Ooh, damn. It's a resort town in the province of Alberta, located in a national park. Mount Rundle, Mount Cascade, part of the Rocky Mountains, dominate the skyline. Nice. There's some definitely beautiful images of it, Dennis. Wow. Okay, Dennis, I changed my mind. We will take ownership of that one too. It kind of reminds me of Greenland. Well, not really Greenland, but, you know. It is a gorgeous looking place, Dennis. I gotta admit. Damn. I hate the winter and I hate the cold weather, but that's pretty impressive, Dennis. I would go there, even though I hate the cold weather. So very nice. Have you been there, Dennis? All right, so My Views Your World was talking about French fries with gravy and curd cheese is what he was talking. I thought he was talking about poutine. So I was way off in a ditch, man. Let me tell you, I was so far off in the ditch. The ditch had you know no dirt in it. Dug it all up, man. I got to keep moving my head. I got my sunshade down, see, but my sunshade is starting to get out of the sun. I'm gonna move my chair. Oh my God. All right, so here we go. Dennis says, of course, yes. You have been there. The man, the myth, the legend. Next time you'll in Vancouver, you'll try it. I will. The next time I'm in Vancouver will be the first time I'm in Vancouver. But I'm not opposed to going there. I'm just not a cold weather person. So I'd have to go to there. Is it nice during the summer? The sun, what? Is it nice during the summer? Life is good. Guess who's in the house? Life is good. How are you? Hello, Dave. Everybody say hello to Life is Good. Vancouver. That's what Dennis thinks. No, he doesn't want, gosh, he doesn't need any cougars. Summertime is perfect. Good, because I hate winter. You know, Lorelai wants to go to Canada. She also wants to go to New York City. Ew, yuck. My Views, Your World. Summertime is perfect. Great. It's almost summer here, man. It's starting to, warm up here. It really is. But, whew. So we're making a list for everything we got to take with us on vacation. Life is good. What's going on in your port? Aren't you in the Dakotas now? I saw that you were gambling and sightseeing. Last day of spring break out where you're at? Okay. Wow. You should have known better. Gus is in the house. Good evening. How are you today? Man, we're doing good today. Busy today. Can I tell you guys a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret. Because whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you a damn secret. When I guess if I tell you, it's not really a secret. But here's something that I do that's really bad of me. And I know. Everything I do is normally perfect. I get it. I have a really bad tendency when we travel and we go on vacation to wear myself out before we go on vacation. Meaning for some reason, everybody said hello to everybody, by the way. Thank you for doing that, Gus. And how are you in Georgia? What's going on in Georgia? Georgia? I know, you heard me last week. Georgia, sweet Georgia on my mind. Not really, but, and Lorelai gets really mad at me. So like this week, I want to get the house spotless. I want to get everything organized. I've got all the, stuff I'm supposed to do. I got to get my pretty clothes ready for my trip. So, but I have a tendency to overdo it and to hurt myself before we go on vacation. Because, my legs are really bad, right? My ankles, my knees, I've had too many surgeries. And then she gets mad because I can't walk on vacation. So, and I bitch and complain about how bad it hurts while we're on vacation. So she really gets mad at me. So not much going on for Sanders. And there's not a lot going on here either. I was telling everybody a little bit earlier that we got friends heading to the Philippines. We went and got their house key so that we can go break into their house this week or next week or whatever, and steal all of their belongings and sell them. We got to go over and water their plants, while they're in the Philippines for a month, and then for us here, well, but we got so much rain. I don't know if you guys, I know in my part of the country, we got probably 5 or 6 inches of rain again this week, and maybe 7 inches. I don't know. So much so that everything flooded. Big man, the life is good says, my wife had a fever last night, might be casino withdrawals. Yes, I saw you guys were up there, and I saw you guys were at Half Dome. I've always wanted to see that part of the world, that part of the country, John. I really have. I've always wanted to go up there and see Half Dome and Mount Rushmore and places like that. I just never done it. And now I'm old, and it sounds like you got to be healthy to walk around up there a lot. So, but I'd really like to go see it all. I really would. I don't know how handicap friendly all of that area is, to believe it or not. And I know during the summer it's crowded with everybody trying to take pictures of moose and goose and trying to touch the buffalo. I mean, what in your right mind thinks that a 600-pound animal wants to be touched by you? Huh? And that they won't hurt you and kill you and crush you like a bug. You know what I mean? When you see these YouTube videos or on TV where all these people are screwing with the wildlife, and then lots of walking, I know. That's part of the problem. I can't do a lot of walking, period, but Lorelai will be mad at me by Friday because I won't be able to walk very well. Because I just like to get everything done. I guess I get excited about going on vacation, right? And so it's like I got a bunch of stuff out in the yard I need to do to finish up my little project out here. I'll get the house as spotless as possible. I'll just wear myself out. I got in for free, $35 a vehicle. I showed my Native American ID. Ooh, wow. Do you get a discount if you're disabled like me? Would I get a discount? Because I don't know if places like that give you discounts. I should get one. I should get a discount for having a defective brain. So that's what I should. But yeah, I'd really like to go. Even there's, Gus is here from Georgia. Is it Stone Mountain in Georgia that we should go to? Is that the right one? Stone Mountain in Georgia? Gus, if you're here, let me know if I'm right. So, and I saw in Georgia a few years ago where people destroyed that one like outdoor artwork that people had made. They didn't know who made it or why and blah, 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 but some idiots blew it up. So $35 a vehicle, that's pretty pricey, I will admit. Unless you can get, 35 people in one vehicle, then you split it up and it's $1 each. Maybe that's not too bad. No. I mean, one of the, when we went to the Grand Canyon, we just loved the Grand Canyon. It was extremely, 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 extremely amazing. Yep, can't use drones. Yep. Did you try? Is that why you were spending the night in the Iron Bar Hotel? Did you spend the night in the county lockup? Yeah, I wouldn't imagine they would let you use it there. And I know you're supposed to, right? Not wander too far off of the path, if I remember right. They kind of want you to, which I understand. I am one of these people that really enjoys nature, but I do believe in taking care of it, meaning don't tear it up. There's no reason just to, tear the crap out of places. I don't like that when, idiots, don't clean up their trash or cut down a tree to burn. I don't like the destruction. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like the idiots. So, But that's one thing I was thinking that we were talking to our friends who's headed to the Philippines, right? And that's why this tonight, my conversation kind of was going to go down this road was, we asked them, said, well, we know you're getting married and they're getting married at a fancy church and blah, blah, blah. But what else are they going to do in the Philippines? Because, they're from there, blah, blah, blah. So we got talking to them about which is better, America or the Philippines? And that's my question tonight. And let's point that out to travel in. Not eat the food, because obviously we all think the food is probably better in the Philippines because it's fresh and it's not chemically induced like America. But travel in. Which is better, the Philippines or America? John says, my wife said, why can't use drones? I told her the national parks don't keep official records of missing people in the national. So, John, what you're saying, and I didn't know that, you're saying the national parks are not keeping a record of all the people that vanishes in national parks? So what do they do? Leaving it up to local law enforcement to keep track of that or to document that? That's crazy. Wow. And that's really crazy, seeing that we wasted all of those millions of dollars doing that survey, that $10 million survey for the national parks that somebody got paid for that could have cost $10 on survey.com or whatever it's called. There's in the house. You look like no hate. Good. That's my goal. I don't hate. I try very hard not to hate people or things, even though there are some things that, like vinegar, is not permissible in my world, even though my wife has it. John, I didn't know that they weren't keeping the stats. On record, they record them as dead so they can take them. Oh my God, really, John? Because, we've all watched the 411 stuff, right? That to me is crazy, John. And shameful. Crazy and shameful. Theirs is, are you Ken Bon? I don't know what Ken Bon is, but if Ken Bon is a good-looking fat guy, then yes, I am him. Or her. Or whatever it is. Marcos is back in the house. He says, hello. Hello. Everybody said hello to Marcos. Oh, you're asking if I'm a king. Yes, I am a king. I really am a king. Just ask, Dennis or Kiko or John, Yes, I am a king of my own making. But thank you for acknowledging that. Where are you from? What part of the world are you from? Marcos, what's going on in your part of the world? Hello there, your message got hid because you did too many emojis. Just so you know, you had way too many emojis. Yeah, my wife crowns me now and then, I know. Oh, that's right, you're from Tanzania. I like to go there. That's all right. It's just the way the computer is. Has nothing to do with me personally. So John thinks traveling the Philippines is better. What about Tanzania? How's that to travel in? What's the best tourist spot okay, let's do it this way, because we have a lot of people from all over the world here. Let's kind of do it this way. What tourist spot or place would you want to visit in the world? So what is if you had the money and the time and you could go to any destination in the world, where would you choose to go? That's a good question for everybody. And I expect really good answers. So, yeah. Yeah, we get crowned to, let me see what your emoji is. I'm trying to. Ah, it's a crown. Okay, good. I had to look to see what your emoji was. The phone screen's too small. John would like to see Life is Good. Everybody said hello to Life is Good. Would like to see the Antarctic aliens. I was showing that to a friend of mine the other day. I've been watching a lot of the old reruns of the Ancient Aliens and all that crap. Mysteries of the World with, all of the stuff. And a friend came over, and I guess he's never really watched any of that stuff. He's old. But he was hanging out for a little bit, and the episode where they were talking about where Germany during World War II was convinced and were trying to explore and hopefully steal technology from the aliens that lived under the ice so that they could use that to win the war and dominate the planet. And hello there says, I've been to Antarctica before. Nice. It's too cold there, but it's good. Life's good. I like to see the history of Tampo. Oh, I don't know, man. We have too much of that. Sometimes we get sick and tired of that. Sometimes our Filipino women become too Americanized. But yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? That would be a good one. There's probably a video out there. You could ask James. James Robinson probably knows where there's a video of that. He finds and sends me all kinds of weird videos about the Philippines and the culture and the history. So he may have one somewhere out there. So we got to vote. Yeah. So I was telling him, and he'd never heard that before, that the Germans believe that there's aliens under the ice cap, or they did. And Hitler wanted the technology so Hitler could win the war and dominate the planet. But I guess they didn't find the aliens in time to win the war. So the aliens were left on their own and not bothered. That's interesting. So we watched a whole bunch of those shows over the weekend. Lorelai got to see some of them she's never seen before. And I like the alien theory stuff. Some of it is hogwash. And some of it, might have some merit to it. I personally like the one about Pam Spora. Is that how we say it? Pam Spora. Yeah, Pam Spora. Sporine, however you say that. It's where, all of the molecules of life is blowing around through the universe. And we are the aliens on this planet. We got to this planet as spores. And that's what developed, mankind. Is we just dust in the wind that landed on a planet that could sustain life. So I like that theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but I do like that theory. That's kind of how we happen to be here. That we are an invading species on the planet. And if you look around at the planet, and how we treat it, there may be some truth to it. Maybe some truth to that. I think, Lorelai and I have been blessed. We've got to travel quite a bit. But, I must be a love spore. That's right. You're a love spore, and I'm a love sponge. But I like that theory, though, right? Because, it really does. Because, I used to be a mold expert, believe it or not. I was licensed and certified as one of the few mold experts in Arkansas way back in the 90s. And I did all kinds of consulting on indoor air quality and learned all kinds about spores, right? And it truly is that way. I mean, spores can get into everywhere and then life can start. And I think that's a big possibility of how life on the planet Earth started, was that we're just some Daisy. Some spores that were floating in the universe and landed on fungus. I used to be a fungus expert, John, believe it or not. Did a lot of private consulting work, so yeah. I still share my knowledge, but I do it for free. See what's going on out there. But not anymore. I haven't messed with it in years. That's probably why I'm so sick, because I was around fungus so much. So, because it's dangerous for your health, obviously, depending on which type it is. But, so yeah, I don't know. I would like to see Mount Fuji. Is one of the places I would like to go is Mount Fuji. I think that would be nice. Girls! What are they doing? Enough. Enough. You got people hanging out by the fence trying to aggravate the dogs. Let's go deal with this. I don't know why people want to hang out by the fence and aggravate my damn dogs. Come on. If they're going to aggravate you, get inside. Get inside. Come on. Don't act like you're injured. Get inside. Now look at it. She's like, oh, but I can't walk. I don't know why people want to do that. Sorry. I don't know why people want to stand outside and aggravate the dogs. So yeah, for me, Mountain Fiji would be a nice place. I've always seen the great pictures of it. Always dreamed that it'd be a really nice place to go see. In the Philippines, you know, I like going to the Philippines because I like the food. I like the way people behave for the most part. But I'll tell you, once you've seen the Philippines, there's not a whole lot to see in the Philippines. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know what I mean? Sure, you can go see the chocolate hills. You can go see the mountains. You can go to the beach. But that's kind of it, you know what I mean? So that's where, for me, traveling in the United States, I enjoy better. Because you got the Grand Canyon, you got the beaches, you got the mountains, you got, you know, all kinds of different things, Vegas, but they got kind of a Vegas in the Philippines. So, I don't know. I think it's, I was talking to our friends about that. You know, what are they going to do while they're there? And they're going to go here, they're going to go there, they're going to do that, this and that. And I like mountains too, John. I'm a big fan of mountains. I don't want to live in the mountains, but I like the mountains. I enjoy the mountains. I like to sit out on vacation and look at the mountains. But living in the mountains is different stories. And then, of course, you know, you can cheat in America, right? Because, you know, we have the Hawaiian Islands. You know, we have Somalia. Somalia, that's not right. The Samoan Islands. And now that we own Canada, we can go to Canada and take it over. We're going to have Iceland or Greenland, whichever one, you know, that we can take. We have Panama, that's part of America now. So if you want to cheat and travel in the United States, there's a lot of places. We do have Mount Rushmore, and we have so much diversity in this country, from flat farmlands, you know, to the Rockies, to the Appalachians. We have beaches, and we have the rocky beaches, like up in the Northwest, kind of like where you guys and Dennis is. And then you have the beautiful sandy beaches of Florida, and, you know, there's such a diverse, you know. John, life says, I've never traveled around the Philippines, just been to the Chocolate Hills and seen the whale sharks and swim with them. Okay. Yeah, we haven't seen the Chocolate Hills. We've just traveled all over the island. Now, we didn't swim with sharks or anything, the whale sharks, because the last time we were there, you weren't allowed to. They were having that big issue, and it was expensive, but it was also right after COVID. But they were having that issue. Remember, I think it was a Korean man who broke the rules about watching and swimming with the whale sharks and got in a big international trouble for grabbing them and trying to ride it like a cow, I guess. I don't know. But I remember that. So when we were there, we were going to go down one day and do it because it's on the island of Cebu. And but we got looking into it, and they had so many rules and regulations, and it was going to cost us, God, like $100 a person, American money, to go do it. So we didn't bother, and so we haven't done it. So I don't know if they've eased up the regulations about swimming with the whale sharks in the Philippines or not. But I know, man, when we were there, they were strict about it. You could only be in the water like 5 minutes. You could only snorkel. You weren't supposed to dive. So you're supposed, if I remember right, you're supposed to stay snorkeling, floating on the water, and looking down at the whale sharks, but you weren't allowed to dive down towards them because of that Korean guy. Tim's in the house. Hello, Tim. How are you? Good evening. Good evening, Tim. Man, we're excited. Tim, how are you today? I hope your weather is only 95 degrees versus 100 degrees. So everybody say hello to Tim, whoever's still hanging out with us. So we didn't get to swim with the whale sharks. Tim, have you swam with the whale sharks in the Philippines? We were going to go do it one day, but the regulations were just too tough, and it was expensive, and it was a 5-hour car ride for us, a good 5-hour car ride. But I think the Chocolate Hills would be nice to see. But then again, they have their own drama, right? The Chocolate Hills do. But we have the same drama in America. Tim saying, hello, everybody. Tim, we had about 30 people in here earlier, and they realized there was no pretty girl here, so they all ran away and left. So, so you guys get stuck with me today. I've had to change my location, if you notice, because we had about 5 to 7 inches of rain over the weekend. I mean, a lot of heavy, heavy, heavy rain. So everything got soaked, all of my furniture, but this one chair got soaked. So I'm letting everything dry out. So I've kind of rearranged myself tonight. But yeah, we're just kind of talking about which is better to travel in. If you're going to travel for enjoyment, Philippines or America, and then we're kind of talking about where do you want to go. If you hadn't had the resources and you had the time, Tim, is there a place that you would want to go see? There's places that I'd like to go back to, but I'm sure there's places I want to see. I mean, I'd love to travel. We love traveling. Life is good. The car ride is half the battle. Yes, in the Philippines it is. My God, it took us where our land is in the Philippines from downtown Cebu, or from Mactan, Cebu. It took us 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and I think they said it was 50 miles. So it took us 3.5 hours to go 50 miles from the city. I don't swim with whale sharks. I don't want to be confused with bait. I know. Yeah, they're big enough that, luckily, I don't think they eat meat, but they might confuse you with a piece of seaweed or something, right? Niagara Falls. I would like to see Niagara Falls. Lorelai and I would like to see that. I think that'd be a nice place to go visit. I really would. Canada side and American side. So Niagara Falls would be a good one. Like I said earlier, I would love to go back to the Grand Canyon. I've been up and down California, Texas. We've been all over Texas. All over Florida, but we like Florida. the Carolina. We've been a lot of places, but Niagara Falls is not one of them. You know, Mount Rushmore, America, but Mount Fiji would be really cool to me, I think. I would like to go to Australia really bad and New Zealand. I think that would be really cool to go see those areas. I would like to see, there's two things I think in Australia that I would really like to go see. And that's the, I don't know what it's called, I can't remember the name, but you know, the giant rock, or they think it's, some people think it's a petrified gigantic tree. I think that'd be cool to see. And then in Australia, they also have this weird geological thing that is full of black rocks that kind of emit a weird sound. I like to see that. John would like to catch a king salmon. Oh yeah, I've eaten king salmon, but I've never caught one. Never even fished for them. So I would be up for that. Oh. Used to go to Niagara Falls many times. I grew up about 60 miles from the falls. Nice. So did you go to the Canadian side also? So, because my question is, you know, most people say the Canadian side is nicer than the American side. But, you know, once we take over Canada and we make them our bitch, I mean, we add them to the states. Kidding. Well, once we do that, and then, you know, the Canadian side will be the American side too. So, but I often wonder, because everybody I talk to say that, even the Americans, that the Canadian side is good. Death Valley, all right, yeah. We've been through the Jacob, John, the Jacob Tree Forest. You know, that was pretty cool, I got to admit. But Death Valley's not high on my list. It sounds hot and dry. You know, we've been all over Arkansas, Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma. I mean, we've been a lot of places. We haven't been up in Denver or Colorado a whole lot, to be honest. The Northwest, but everywhere else we've pretty been. Jim says the Canadian side is best. Good. All right. Well, it's good to know. It really is, because that's what I've told Lorelai, because she really wants to go there. That what we need to do is we're going to go to the American side and the Canadian side, if Canada will let us in, because, you know, they may not let Americans in anymore. So, go to both sides. I think if you're going to go up there and spend the money, the time, and you're going to be in the region, do both, right? Oh, I know what I would love to see. Here's something that I would really, really, really want, and that's the Northern Lights. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Northern Lights. I personally have never, obviously, but I would like to go and witness the Northern Lights. I really would. Yeah, and I know you can do it up from Alaska and or like Greenland and stuff. You know, I'd like to go see the Aurora Borealis, is what I'd like to see. You know, we liked Aruba. We'd go back to Aruba. We thought Aruba was a lot of fun to hang out in. We've been to the Bahamas, you know. We do want to go to Jamaica just to smoke dope. No, I'm kidding. We don't smoke dope. We'd like to go to the Cayman Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands. We like islands. We like going to those. I'd like to go to Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong. I think those would be cool to go to. Korea, been to Korea, but didn't sightsee in Korea, but I've been to Korea. So, I would like to I like Asian countries. I do. Almost got to go to Russia one time, but that trip got canceled. I was going through my college as a representative of the college I taught at. And I was excited about going to Russia for 2 weeks. They're all paid, and man, we were going as a delegate in education to meet with professors of colleges in Russia, and I thought that's great. And my school needed to send a couple of delegates, and nobody wanted to go, so I volunteered. I'm like, hell, I'll go. You paying for it, I'll go. But we didn't get to, but I would have liked to have gone to Russia just to see it, just to say, I've been there. Just to say you've been there. I do think, I'm not a big fan of Europe. I don't really care about the Eiffel Tower or the, what do we call the thing in France? Um, no, that's the Eiffel Tower. Italy's the Leaning Tower of Pisa, right? Yeah, pizza. Yeah, Pisa. So, yeah, you know, Tate's in the house. Sanders, how are you? What's happening down in your part of the world? Thank you for coming in and supporting us. We appreciate that. I know you're probably busy working. We're getting ready to go on vacation here real soon to southern Alabama. I'll stop by if you have any former or family members and say hi. If anybody needs me to say hi to their family members in Alabama, just let me know. It's good to see you, Sanders. Life is good. Everybody say hello to Sanders, by the way. My daughter went to, I think, Cuba. I like to go to Cuba in college, and she did not need a passport. Wow. Yeah, the Learning Tower of Pizza. Yes. I would like to go to Cuba. Absolutely. I do like Cuban food. I've had some Cuban friends. I think going to, well, I don't know. I have a very, I guess, warped or romantic version of Cuba with all the old American cars that they work on and chop up and keep running, and the music and, you know, the food versus probably the real life of poverty and crap. So, you know, Gus was in here earlier, Sanders. The Sanders was in here earlier. But yeah, we're going to go to Texas in a few months, but that's not like anywhere impressive. So I'm always working, but I'm going to take the night off. Good deal, Sanders. Look, what I'm going to tell you, and I know I've told you this before, but you are definitely one of the hardest working people I know. But I do think it's important for you to take some time off and time off to yourself and to the family so that you don't get totally burned out. So I think that's a good thing. I keep trying to move from the sun. Ready for the John says, I am ready for the EMP/cars with carburetors. The electric magnetic propulsion cars with carburetors? I must be missing something, John. Galactic Gaming's in the house. What's up? How we doing today? Weather looks lovely. There it is. What time is it? 7 o'clock. 10 minutes to 7. It is very lovely here. So lovely that I'm going to rotate the chair again because the sun is kicking my butt. All right, hold on, everybody. Let's see if things will calm down enough. My dogs to come out. Everybody say hello to Galactic Gaming. There we go, now I can read. So yeah, it's about 7 o'clock here in the evening. It's about 75 degrees. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, so to speak. We had a lot of rain over the weekend. So my normal chair is soaking wet still. It hasn't dried out. I'm giving it a time to dry. So, what's going on in your part of the world? Anything exciting going on in the land of Germany? Cricket came in earlier and said, I don't know why Galactic was so mean to me. And I said, well, he wasn't being mean. He was just trying to have some fun with you, so it's all good. Oh, my dog Lily's gonna go pee. She's like, oh yeah, this is good. Ah. We're gonna take the dogs to the vet on Wednesday. So Daisy had I'll tell you the other day, over the weekend, Daisy, our doggie with the heart condition, had an episode where it was really, really, really bad. It was about 2 in the morning. She couldn't catch her breath. Her heart was jumping out of her body. She was choking or coughing. So we're going to go back on Wednesday and visit and get a checkup and find out. You've also had a lot of rain these past couple of days. Yeah, I think we had over 5 inches of rain over the weekend. I mean, we had rain, thunder, lightning. We had some damage, some streets flooding. We also had some wind damage. He was here earlier. His mom probably having him do his homework or eat dinner. He was here earlier. Yeah, that's right. That's right, John. He was. So yeah, what we're doing, because we're going on vacation. I know. I know. We all know it's a joke. It's all right. So we got to go Wednesday. Lily has to get a shot anyway, her annual shot. But we're going to ask the vet, say, look, when this happens, is there anything we can do? Because, hell, or not, But we're also going to talk to him about giving Daisy and maybe Lily some calming medicine or drugs for our vacation, our trip, because they're going to be in the car for 12 hours. We'll take them out and go to the bathroom, but you know what I mean. So we're going to ask him if those calming medicines would have a negative effect on Daisy's heart, because I don't want her heart rate to be so low that she'll die. So we got to figure that out. So we're going to go back, probably spend $150 just talking to the damn vet on Wednesday. Oh, we're going to Georgia. I know you're from Georgia, so I keep thinking Georgia. Oh, Georgia. No, we're going to Alabama. Gulf Shores, Alabama, obviously, right? Orange Beach, Alabama. We're going there. We're going to go fish, hang out, but we're house hunting, neighborhood hunting, more like really house hunting. We're going to meet with a really good real estate agent, and I'm going to pick his brain about the market there so that I can cross off neighborhoods or areas that we don't want to live so that we can decide whether or not we're going to live in southern Alabama or go ahead and bite the bullet and try to live in Florida. So we like Alabama because it's way cheaper than Florida. Gotta admit. Yeah, it's a beautiful part. The panhandle of Florida, Alabama, is the part we like is the east side of Mobile Bay or Lower Alabama, which is the west side is where the big city is. The other side of the bay, Mobile Bay, is where the tourist is and the smaller cities. And we like that area because it suits our personalities better. So we need to find a retirement place. We're having some issues, obviously, with this, but we got to get it figured out. We really do. So we're going to go down for a week, and we're taking the dogs with us. We've rented an Airbnb that's pet friendly, that has a doggy door and a backyard fenced. So, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and we can talk more about that, Galactic. So, guys, do we believe in aliens? Okay, what I want to say about this is, I got a lot to say about alien. I think we're the aliens. Have you heard of Deer Park, Alabama? Deer Park, Alabama, Deer Park. No, but let me Google it. Can I Google it? So I bring my Google device out. Dennis was here and he made me look up some stuff in Canada that looked really nice because I was offending our Canadian friends because I was doubting that they had any nice places to go. But Dennis proved me wrong. Deer Park, Alabama. I mean, I got a Deer Park, Texas. There's apparently a hunting club there. Gaming says, we have seen the latest news about them finding that chemicals in that planet's atmosphere. All right, so we'll get to that. Let me see. Is Deer Park a nice place to live? How far from fishing am I? It's 78 degrees there. If Craig was here, Craig would know a lot about the aliens. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of way up north or the middle of the state next to Mississippi, fairly close to the state line. So yes, I've never heard of it, but I found it on the map. Pack, remember to consider taxes. Yes. Well, and that's what we're looking at. Everybody. The carrying cost of home ownership is what concerns me because I've told you I'm going to die soon, and I want, whether Lorelei likes this or not, I want her to be debt free because I'm worried about how she's going to survive when I'm dead because she loses all of my income when I die. Now, not our assets, but my income, which is substantial. So I am looking at the tax situation. That's why Florida's, we love Florida, but the odds of us living in Florida is really small. Alabama's the same as here. Same as what we have here, but the cost of living is cheaper, the houses are cheaper, the land's cheaper, and I could go fishing a whole lot. They think it could be from micro life. Well, yeah. Taxes are very high in America. Look, all right. So taxes are very high here. Really, 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 really high. 30 to 40, 50%. Taxes in America is expensive. And we have taxes everywhere. Abigail's back in the house. Thank you. Everybody said hello to Abigail. Abigail said hello to everybody. And good. Have you guys been giving us a thumbs up yet? If you haven't done that, please do because we need it. So the cost of living, in Alabama is the same as Arkansas. It's and even close to the Gulf. Now, granted, when you get within a mile or two of the, 10 miles of the Gulf of America, prices skyrocket. But you can live up in the land of Alabama, and the homes are cheaper. They just are. The house we have here would run us probably another $80,000 would be $80,000 less in Alabama if we bought this exact same house, which we don't want to do. So everybody's saying, hello, hello, Abigail. Yes, yes, yes. So, Tim, that's crucial. Mississippi just got rid of state income tax, so that should help. Now, what we're doing, we're hoping, and I know we need to talk about aliens, but I know there's a really good chance for us poor people that, I don't know, the politicians probably won't let us have any relief, but I know there's a lot of hope that if you make under $150,000, maybe you won't have to pay income tax anymore, which would be really nice here in America. So, Abigail, how are you? What's going on in your world? So that's, but taxes are high here, very high. And then what you got to watch out for in America is hidden taxes. And what I mean by this is like my city may have 8 or 9% tax. You go to the next city, maybe it's 12% sales tax. You go to the next city and maybe it's 7%. It's just crazy. I like how a lot of countries, when you buy something, that's the price. You walk into a 7-Eleven and you get yourself a Coke and it says it's, 35 pesos. Well, when you leave, it's 35 pesos. It's not 35 pesos plus 10%. I really like that, that concept. And I wish America would go to that. I wish they would do something like that. Well, that's it, Tim. And we look at tropical storms and hurricanes. That's partly why we like Alabama, because if something bad is going to happen, you can get out of there and go up north pretty easily. If you live down in the shaft of Florida, you could get stuck, right? But here where we live, we have ice storms and tornadoes and a lot of snow, or not a lot of snow, but we have snow. So it's kind of like you give up one for the other, is what I think. And so I think we're okay with that because, Tim, what I look at is quality of life. I don't have a good quality of life here. I just don't. Lorelai likes it here because she's going to make good money at her job, but I sit around and do this, and during the winter I sit around and do nothing. So I don't have a good quality of life here. Now, that's why we like where I can just pack up and go fishing in about 30 minutes. Sit on the shore, go to a fishing pier like Fairhope, Alabama, wherever, Dolphin Island, somewhere close. 30 minutes or so, I can be out there and just fish for a few hours and kill some time. That's what's really important to me. So, but I know things have to be important for Lorelai too, but yeah. She doesn't care. She likes to fish, but she doesn't have anything that's really important to her, like, because she works. She has jobs, you know. She doesn't got time to be a deadbeat like me, you know. So that's kind of partly why we look at that areas. Now, there's a part of Florida that we love, Cocoa Beach, Florida, where Kennedy Space Center is. That's where the aliens come. Galactic, if you're still here, our aliens live in 2 different places. Well, we have a bunch of places, but the Kennedy Space Center, and where SpaceX is, and all of that in Florida, that's our main hub, our main place for the aliens is in Florida. But Cocoa Beach, Florida, is interesting because it's a little boring there. I like it because it's boring. Lorelai doesn't like it because it's boring. And houses aren't cheap there, but it doesn't get hit with hurricanes. It doesn't. That region has had, that strip of the coast, haven't had hurricanes in forever. And they're not likely to. The odds are that's not where they're going to land, or the space centers wouldn't have built their properties there. So, you know, we like that. But it's hard to live there because it's expensive. Sanders says, and a bunch of catfish. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I just, here, fishing sucks. It's not exciting enough for me, you know. And I know maybe I'm just being selfish, but what else am I going to do as a retired person? You know, and I could take you guys fishing with me. When we go to Alabama, you guys are going to do some live streaming with me, and I'll show you the ocean, and we'll hang out at the pier and fish. Hopefully, if I get a signal, and hopefully we can catch some fish Lorelai can eat. We don't eat freshwater fish, so Lorelai does like the concept of being able to catch some saltwater fish to eat, because we don't eat freshwater fish. I like to catch anything. So we are looking at southern Alabama as probably the most. We don't want to live in Mississippi, and there's a lot of reasons. We definitely don't want to live in Louisiana. Louisiana is just a big giant swamp. Mississippi's not much better. We don't care for Mississippi that much. We found it really, really, really boring, even though there's some nice places there. Texas is too expensive, you guys. My God, you know, Texas, you don't pay state tax, right, Sanders? But you got to pay a very high property tax. I bet you Sanders has a house very similar to us. I bet you his property tax where he is triple my property tax. Yeah. I got a brother that lives in Dallas, the Dallas area, and he pays thousands and thousands of dollars. He pays so much in property tax that he told me that when it reassessed this year, he just got a notification that his property tax went up $1,000 a month. So an extra $12,000 a year for his property tax in Texas. Now he has a big, big home and some land, but an extra $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month is how much it went up when it reassessed. So, and a lot of people think Arkansas is cheap, and parts of Arkansas is. You get out of my area, and Arkansas is cheap. You go to Fort Smith, Little Rock area, Mountain Home, you know, down in the bayou. Hell, Arkansas is cheap place to live. without question. But you come up over the hill in the Ozarks, it's not. It's not at all. It's too metropolitan here. It's too much like a mini Dallas, is what it's becoming. Something like a mini Kansas City. It's getting crazy here. So Sanders agrees with me. He says, yeah, you're probably true. You know, no state tax, but you got to pay property tax. Florida, which is interesting, Governor Santos in Florida's, he's trying to get rid of property tax after you pay your house off. And I think there's a couple reasons for this, which I think is interesting. One, I think he's, one, trying to get votes. Two, he says it's so, and I think this should be nationwide. I think Trump should do something about this. I think when you own your house outright, you should never have to pay taxes on again. Period. And I don't care if you're 20 years old or 200 years old. You should never have to pay taxes on your property if you own it outright. But it's back down $500 after I filed for the homestead. Yes. Yeah, ours is $300 homestead credit is all we get here. And my taxes went up. My taxes doubled. I got my thing in the mail last week. And I looked at it. Well, it went up $150 is what it did. It went up $150 because the property values here are going so frickin' bonkers. So we went up $150. Electric bill doubled since last month. Wow. Another little town next to us over here, the world of Walmart, Bentonville, they just doubled their water rates. They flipped everything and they just doubled it. But Florida, what I was going to say about that is what's happening in Florida is Santos wants to put on the ballot next year for everybody to vote to get rid of property tax after conditions. And part of the motivation for that is because so many people can't afford to keep their houses, and so they're leaving Florida. So not only is Florida being affected by all the illegal aliens we're kicking out, which is a good thing, but you know, one of the other things they're not shouting about, and they talk about it, but they're just not screaming it, is people are leaving Florida because they can't afford to live there because they get their house paid off, you know, and they're 60 years old, 65, and now they can't pay the damn property tax. So they got to abandon and leave their house and go live somewhere else. They move away. And that's hurting the Florida economy. Fargo, North Dakota, if house is on the corner, you pay 2 times the tax. Wow, really? I got you. So you pay tax here and wow, that's crazy. I paid 2 taxes when I lived in Fargo. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Never heard of such a thing. I don't doubt it. I mean, I live on a corner lot. We have one of the bigger corner lots in the neighborhood. We get charged by the square footage of our land, not, you know, being the fact it's a corner lot. But it's just crazy, guys. It is. That's crazy. So what we need to do is get the space aliens, when all the aliens that are living in the planet needs to pay taxes, so we don't have to. But I like what Florida is thinking, but I don't trust it enough to go live there, because even if you take away the property tax, the sales tax can get you, you know, and they don't have any state income tax. So what are they going to do to make up that difference? John, I thought you owned all of Fargo. Yeah. I thought John owned Wells Fargo. You know, as much traveling he does, I thought he was the owner of Wells Fargo. You know. Charles Schwab tells me that I'm one of their owners. You know. I get things in the mail from them saying, thank you, owner. Here's an update on our blah, blah, blah. Would you like to vote for blah, blah, blah? You know, yeah, whatever. So that's part of our big dilemma. Part of our dilemma also, guys, is the type of property we like to live in. Hey, Shut your fat butt up. Trump been to Fargo 2 times, and I know that really. He's only been here once since he's been politician-y. He's only been here in Northwest Arkansas once, and that shut the entire Northwest Arkansas down. So what we like in we're I know I overthink things, and I get that, right? So what we like, and my wife likes, we like new style homes, absolutely new style homes. But we don't like the pieces of land they're on. Because when you buy a new house like this, you get a little bit of yard, right? And we don't want that. We want a great big yard. But we'd like to have a new house, and a brand new house costs way more. So we're kind of caught. We're hoping to find an older home that looks like a new home, I guess. I don't know what the hell we're looking for. That has a big piece of land so we can stretch our elbows out and not have neighbors. Owning Wells Fargo, John, let us use the wagon. Yeah, we got to use that little wagon. Well, in today's woke society, that would probably offend somebody. But then again, we ran the woke people off when the election happened. But I could see where they'd get mad and go, oh my God, how offensive it is to me, a wagon being, dragged by horses. That's offensive to the people that lived in the frontier. Oh my God. So. Foreigner rock group was in Wells Fargo. Really? I didn't know that. Foreigner was from Wells Fargo? Was they from there or just in there? Because we've had Foreigner here at the Arkansas Music Amp. I thought Foreigner was out of Texas. Hey, Foreigner, yeah. Animal cruelty. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like you can't call, I feel bad for the Washington Reds. I don't like them, but, that they had to change their name. Come on. I mean, all this crap. And I'm really glad that, like, the Atlanta Braves and some other teams didn't buy into that whole woke bull crap. But that's exactly what they would do. They would look at that and go, oh yeah, animal cruelty, wood cruelty. How dare you take a tree and make a wagon out of it? What's really funny is if you watch any of these YouTube channels and videos about these woke people who's protesting Trump and Musk, well, what have they done wrong? Can you give me one example? They can't come up with anything. And I keep telling you all that the funny thing for me is all the woke people are just fat, ugly people that nobody would sleep with. I know that's going to get me a lot of hate, but come on, bring on the hate. Well, they remind me of just a bunch of fat, ugly people that nobody would sleep with. So, are they? The Washington team is going back. Well, that's good. They should, because the Washington Commanders is just stupid. I mean, they should have just called those houses the Washington washing machines. I mean, it's stupid. And I think it just, and John is our expert, but I remember when that came out, when that was happening, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of Native Americans were saying, wait a minute, it offends us that you think it offends us because we like it. We support it because it keeps reminding people of our heritage, our culture. We're getting some recognition of all the bullshit we've been put through. So I remember Native groups, talking about, no, this is not offensive. I don't know who it's offending, but it sure the hell ain't offending us. So I hope it goes back. Life is good as I'm not offended, right? Is anybody offended by the Chiefs? I mean, what happened to that poor little kid that was dressed up in an Indian? You guys remember that? Where people rode his ass and complained about how, it's just stupid. And we got to stop the stupidity. I think those people are aliens. I really do. They have to be lizard people or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I wouldn't be offended, but I don't know. I'm not offended when you call people fat white guys. My parents only spoke native languages in our house as I was growing up. All right, you know, I just, I think sometimes groups, it's like having Chinatown. Well, how can, so what are we going to do? Tell Chinatown you can't be called Chinatown anymore? Or Koreantown? I just don't get it. One, why we think we can impose our will on a whole entire group of people just because, well, maybe that would offend them. Well, did you ever ask them? Did anybody ask, hey, does this offend Chinatown? Can we change it to non-Chinatown? Well, yeah, it would be offensive to them. So that's where we get so many people that are just full of crap, thinking they know what's best for people they know nothing about. I mean, look, I understand that the Dallas Cowboys suck so bad that they want to call them the Dallas Cryboys. Now, I get that, and that's okay. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, am I going to be, I don't know. And maybe it's because I'm a fat white guy. I can't relate to anything. It's kind of like, and this may, be controversial. So I was seeing that stuff on cultural appropriation, right? Where some people are getting mad because, and it's not, people are getting mad because non-black people are wearing their hair in braids, or they call them cornrows, but braids. And there was a big thing about this, and I guess it still goes on every day, but somebody made the point that you have to understand, one, you should be proud that other people would want to look like you. I think I'd be worried if all of you guys wanted to look like me, but what's wrong with that? They think it's culture appropriation. But the point was made that the Vikings were the ones who, as far as we know, back in history, are the first people to do braids and cornrows. The Vikings. So, and in the modern world, how can you, so am I not, are you not supposed to wear a tropical shirt because I wear them? You know what I mean? It's just stupid. It's really bad for me because, like, if you look at a bunch of countries in Africa, I love the way they dress. They got some of the coolest colors, coolest outfits there are. I'm talking about they got some cool ass shit to wear. But I could never buy them and wear them because people would accuse me of whatever. But I love the way other people dress. I think it's cool. I would love to dress like other people. Life is good. I'm topless right now. You want me to get topless? Is that what you're saying? But you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's because we all need something to hang on to. I just don't know. But I personally love Asian. There's a lot of Asian clothes that I think it's cool. African clothes. Man, I'd love to wear some of it. But, we were in the Bahamas, Lorelai and I, and of course, we had somebody get upset at us because it was one of the braid ladies. They were, you pay them when you're in the Bahamas, you can have your hair done. And Lorelai had really long, beautiful hair back then. And we're in the Bahamas, and this girl wanted to braid her hair for like $25. And I told her, no. And I don't know, she tried to tell me I was cheap or something, which is fine, I don't care. And I said, no, you don't understand. She doesn't, and what I said was, she doesn't need braids. And this girl got really pissed and called me like a racist pig or racist fucker, And I said, no. And I stopped because I would have just kept walking to the cruise ship. But I stopped and said, no. You don't understand. My wife already has beautiful hair. She doesn't need braids to be beautiful. She already has beautiful hair. And this girl went, oh, so sorry, sir. And I'm like, it's all right. Your hair is great, but I like her hair the way it is. MJ and Venus is in the house. Howdy, folks. How you be today? What's going on? Insecure people have issues about everything. That's right. I agree with that. Golf was invented so white people could wear wild colors. Also, yeah, I mean, but MJ, what's going on in the Philippines? How are you? But I really mean it. I look at some of these African countries, and I love the shit. I want one of those hats that has no brim on it. But they got some of the most brilliant and bright colored and geometrical patterns. But I know I would catch shit if I wore them, but I would really like to. If it was, I like wearing the barongs I have. I have custom made barongs. I used to wear it when I lectured, my purple one. I would wear it when I lectured at large conferences, when I was supposed to dress up. I would wear it. Nobody gave me shit about that. The only problem is they're so damn expensive at $250 a piece. I didn't want to wear them out. I didn't want to stain them with sweat. I didn't want to tear them up. Golfing and pimping. There you go. Oh yeah, you gotta love the pimping. I love, yeah, pimping. What's the thing? Pimping ain't easy, baby. Well, what do you want? All right. I gotta pick this dog up. Pimping ain't easy, Daisy. Daisy, look in the camera and say, pimping ain't easy, bitch. Say, bitches, get out there and earn $1. Tell them. Say, go out there, hoes, and get me $1. Yeah. All right, sit down. Golf, yeah, that's what's funny. I think is anytime you say golf clothes, or golf, baseball, football, when you label something, it's expensive, but it's the exact same other shirt. You know what I mean? The golf shirt gets runs. The golf shirt gets runs. Yes. The Golf of America shirts. I'm going to wear these shirts at the Golf of America. What do you think? You think this is pretty? Nobody said how good I look today. How come? Shake your cow booty, make her some money. That's it. Boo, boo, boo. But don't you? To be honest, I loved the pimpin' hats. Some of their suits were freaking cool as hell. If I was skinny, and had somewhere to go, I would wear a pimpin' suit. I thought, same thing with the zoot suits back in the 20s, right? The zoot suits, that's kind of where the pimp outfit came from. Now, I don't know what pimps wear now, but back when they were popular, I guess. Man, I dug it. I would dig it. I think Snoop Dogg just wears his Snoop Dogg own brand now. Yes. Yeah, anytime you wear golf or golf shirts, they're both very expensive. So, because we're going to the Gulf of America, we're not going to go golfing. We're going to go to the Gulf of America and no golfing. But it's the same thing with everything, But now, here's the good thing. If you live in an area like ours, we have a bunch of golf courses, right? We have one women's PGA class golf course every year, but we have probably 30 or 40 other small golf courses around. If you want golfing clothing, just go to the Helping Hands. Because when all these old people die, their family dumps all of their golf shit at Helping Hands. So it's easy to get that stuff. Hawk Bird is back. He says, hey there. Everybody said hello to Hawk. Hawk said hello, everybody. Thank you for giving us a thumbs up and a shout out and all that good stuff. I didn't know that. Tiger Woods' son plays golf. Is his ex-wife still pretty? The girl from Sweden? Life is good says, hello, Hawkbird. Yeah, poor Tiger. Is his kid any good? It's kind of like Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes and his sons going to the pro and all that mess. How you think the tariff war is evolving? I'm good with it. Okay, we are poor. And look, I'm still trying to raise money to buy a beach house. If anybody wants to donate to my PayPal account, please feel free to do that. It's on my YouTube channel. So we're very poor. But here's what I'm going to say about the tariff issue. I am personally willing to suffer so that down the road, if I need to suffer, which I'm not, down the road, if it means that our economy gets better, that our American citizens have better paying jobs, that shipbuilding's coming back, manufacturing's coming back, all of the industry's coming back, I'm okay with not being able to waste my money so that we can have a better economy and a fairer trade in the world. I'm okay with taking an ass beating. Tiger's kid is very good at golf. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I hadn't seen. How old is he? Is he like a junior golfer? Less is more for good health. That's right. So, because I was telling somebody, oh man, I got something I could tell you guys. I don't know how to tell you. Something really good happened. Okay, look. I got to figure this out. Grocery prices may soar. Ours is going down. Grocery prices are cheaper now than they've been in quite a while. And I mean that, in quite a while. Gas is starting to go down a little bit, but groceries are definitely cheaper by far, which is very, very, very good. So, I don't know, but I haven't seen anything in clothes. Now, the only thing I'll tell you is restaurant prices have gone up. I've noticed that. I don't know if they're taking advantage of us, but restaurant prices are going up. So two of the restaurants we go to, man, they jacked up probably 20-25%, and we're not going to go there again because it's too much. The food's not worth the extra 25% that they want to charge now. So we're not going to go back to them. We'll figure out something else. We should be positive. We should. And I'm excited. I tell people all the time, I'm excited about the future of America, about the economy, about the world economy. Look, if what I believe is China is out of control. And sometimes you gotta reset things and checks and balances. We have all kinds of countries coming to America to negotiate fair trade. They're coming in all the time, and so it's happening. I know China's working really hard to get people to band against us, try to leave us on the outside. We're not trying to leave China on the outside. We're just trying to get fair trade. But I know China's actively trying to get everybody together to go against us, to not make deals with us. But it's not going to work. Yeah, maybe we got to eat at home more, right? And learn how to cook better. But I'm just not going to pay that extra 25% for a freaking Mexican burrito or some Thai food over here at the little Thai restaurant we like. We're not going to do it. It's not worth it. I like home cooking too. We do too. The problem is Lorelai doesn't like what I cook. I don't like what she cooks. So, we kind of have a problem there. I made my 9-year-old popcorn with real butter. Yeah, you got to have real butter. You got to have real butter. You can't have that powdery fake butter stuff or margarine. Real butter. But I think prices are going down food-wise. We'll find out when we travel. This next couple of weeks, we're going to be traveling. I don't know. That's, wow, yes. Oh my God. Bird's asking if anybody likes tofu. No. Hell no. No, I don't like tofu. I eat it. I do like it in miso soup, but I don't want to eat tofu steak or tofu anything. Tofu sushi. No, I don't want to eat that. Is it good? I don't think it's good. I think tofu takes on the flavor that you cook with it. It's edible, but it's not high on. I would not order tofu. If the menu has, hey, you got a shrimp dish, a chicken dish, a tofu dish, the tofu dish would not get ordered. Tim, does that got to go to the background? Be there for a while. All right, Tim. Well, we appreciate that, buddy. So, yeah, not a tofu fan. But I don't mind it in miso soup. I think it's appropriate in miso soup, which miso soup is my favorite soup of all soups. I met King YouTuber last week at Jollibee's in Bakersfield. Wow. King YouTuber. Who's king YouTuber? Do I know that person? I like soup. Me too. I'm a big soup fan. I like all kinds of soups. I ate some potato soup over the weekend at the the Australian restaurant here, Outback. Outback. I took Laura. We had some gift cards that we've been sitting on for probably 2 years, and I found them in a drawer the other day, and they're a bunch of money on for Outback. So I took Lorelai to Outback this weekend, and we bought everything we could to spend the money we had. So I ate some potato soup this weekend at Outback. Lorelai had steak and shrimp, and we had cheesecake and all that good stuff. H10's in the house. Hello, everybody. How are you, Henry? What's going on down in your part of the world? Hope you're doing well. We're going to be down in your part of the world in no time. So, good to see you. I hope you're making headway with your car. We got I don't know how much rain you guys got, Henry, but man, we got deluged with rain. I mean, everything is running full bore here. He's a school teacher that teaches Asian countries and in the Philippines. Ah, so he teaches English as a second language? Doing good, just trying to stay dry here. Yeah. He used to teach in Bakersfield. Okay. Nice. That's cool. Yeah, I tell people all the time, man, if you want to make some extra money, become certified to teach English as a second language to China, to Japan. You got to do it during the night, but if you got good internet and a good laptop and a nice little place, you can, do it all online and make some good money. So that's good. That's the online stuff. The in-person stuff, I'm not for sure about. I mean, I've had friends who taught in Japan, and I've had people that taught in Thailand. I didn't know any Americans that taught in the Philippines, though. Yeah, I'm with you, Henry. We had so much rain here, everything's saturated. I mean, squish, squish, squish. The creeks are full, the rivers are full, everything. It's a lot of rain here. So I think we have between 5 and 7 inches. Okay, he says, oh, yeah. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about now. Sports announcer on YouTube. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about. I need to put some more videos out there. I got a couple videos ready to go. I just need to release them. I just haven't done it because I've been too lazy. Yeah, Henry, we're getting ready to go to Alabama. We're getting our yard work done. Been working on the patio, the dirty kitchen. I'm hoping tomorrow it's going to be dry enough that I can get out here and not walk in mud. So before we go to Alabama, I need to get my backyard all finished because I don't want to leave it a disaster before I go. So I got to work, but right now it's too muddy. Everywhere you go, squish, squish, squish. I did plant some marigold seeds, and Lorelai has all of her vegetables out, tomatoes, bell peppers, cucumbers growing, Filipino green beans. What else? I don't know. She's supposed to be planting some carrots soon. So we got all of the garden going. But yeah, it's pretty squishy right now. Good luck. Yeah, it'll be fun. We're looking forward to going to the Gulf of America. Gulf of America. We're going to be down in Gulf Shores, Alabama. But we're going to be all over Mobile County and Baldwin County. Over in Pensacola one day. We're going to go over there. So it's going to be a lot of driving. I hope I'm up for it. I really do. Because, I get tired easy because of my heart. So we're going to be doing a lot of driving. So I really do hope my old body can handle what I want us to do. So, plus we're going to do some fishing. I got the fishing gear all packed up. We're only taking 4 rods, 2 ultralights, and 2 medium actions. Because we're not going to be looking for gigantic fish. But we're going to try to get some fishing in. We're going to go to the parks all over and look for parks, fishing spots, neighborhoods, restaurants, grocery stores, Asian stores, seafood stores. Lorelai's already been picking out some seafood stores so we can buy some extra seafood and bring home. I go to Tallahassee sooner or later. I got to take care of a stupid toll road bill that I already paid. Ah, yes. Yes, you got to pay the toll road bill. I know the feeling. We need to live out in the country so we don't have to deal with this. It gets really old. Yeah, these people behind us got these extremely large barking dogs. And then we got people walking by and they just slow walk next to the fence if they think it's funny to get the dogs to all agitate. You know. Yeah, we take the toll roads quite a bit. And I'll say what I like about the toll roads is this. Now, you don't got to stop. You don't got to go to, Sanders knows this down in Houston. You don't got to stop at the booths anymore. In Oklahoma is the same thing. You just, and what they do about 3 weeks later, they send you a bill in the mail for how much you owe them. So when we go to Tulsa from here, it costs me $12 one way to use their toll road. But they just send me a bill, I go online and pay it. Now, I save that receipt and put it with it because I know they can suspend my tag and all that other shit. Golden Gate Bridge does the same, sends them in the mail. Nice. Oklahoma does it. Florida does it. When we were living down in Florida a few years ago before we went to the Philippines, we were renting Airbnbs and staying a few months. The Sun Pass or whatever, Lorelai could go on her phone and update Sun Pass, and if you didn't get it updated, they would just send you a thing. So I thought that was really cool that there was an app in Florida so that you could just refill your Sun Pass. Well, in the country, you have to deal with Bigfoot. Well, I can handle Bigfoot. Now, he may want to eat my dogs, but I can handle him. Yeah, we need to just not be, we're tired of being in this craziness. The people aren't bad or anything, but, it just, I don't know. I'm tired of being here. But we can handle Bigfoot. Maybe we can grow our own garden and stuff and have bigger room. And I don't know what we're going to do with all this stuff we're growing because we barely eat vegetables as it is. But it makes Lorelai feel good to grow them. But that's what we're doing. And but that's one thing. So Henry, yeah, it must be part of the Florida Sun Pass thing, right? So can you go online and take care of it? I know you probably said, well, I paid the bill, but someone refuses to acknowledge payment and keeps bugging me about it. So I got to go down in person, take care of it. Tallahassee for you. You used to live there. All right. So you sure it's not a scam? Somebody's not trying to side hustle you? Do you have any proof of that you paid it before? John, my ex-wife used to have Bigfoots. Oh my God, John. Man, is that why she walked all over you? Man, I got a couple of stories I need to tell people, but one of these days I'll tell these stories. I've learned some things this weekend that really opened up my eyes. But it's kind of gossipy. It's kind of, talking shit about people in a way. So I don't want to do it tonight. But I got some shit that I should talk about, that I learned this weekend, But so that's what we've been doing. That's what we're going to do. We leave out soon, and we're going to drive the 12 hours. Lorelai gets off work at midnight. And so the day that, she doesn't have to go back to work the first day of her vacation. What we're going to do is we're going to leave at about 1-ish. The car, I'm going to have the car, sorry, let me take that back because she won't let me load the car because I don't know how to load the car. So she's going to load the car. I'll drive her to work. I'll pick her up from work because she doesn't want the loaded car to sit in the parking lot. So I'll pick her up from work, come home, we'll get the dogs, get the last couple of things in the car, and then we're going to leave about 1 a.m. to head down to Alabama. That's good that you have the receipt. That's good. Have you tried, I'm sure you have. You probably tried to call other people, go around, make a copy, send it in, all of that crap. But yeah, the bad thing, Henry, when you go there, they're probably still not going to believe you, and no matter what, you're going to have to pay it again. Did you see that thing in Florida about the guy who got the the red light ticket in Miami, who had never been to Miami? His car had never. He lived in like Sarasota, Florida, and the red light camera misread his tag or the tag, so he got a ticket even though his car was never in Miami. And it got blown up as a big deal, made the news because they were going to charge him, they were going to arrest, I think they got arrested. I think he got arrested because there's a warrant out for his arrest he didn't know anything about because he didn't live in Miami. He never been there. He doesn't go there. One day he got pulled over in his hometown and they said, oh, there's a warrant out for you out of Miami for a red light. And so he had to go through all of this garbage. And finally they figured out, oh yeah, he had to hire an attorney, John says, my sister won in court. She had to go and video the red light that was not working right. Yeah. It's sad. I don't like the red light cameras. I do think there's too much inconsistency, unfairness. I don't think that's right. Plus, I think it's a money grab, and I don't think it's absolutely necessary. But I don't like traffic offenses. If a traffic accident, that's a different. If you cause an accident, I don't like and we do it here, my neighborhood, my town. Oh, man, that's all they do is write tickets. That's it. That's their generator. But what I don't like that. I don't think they should be able to pull you over for traffic violations. I don't think it's appropriate. Turn signals, lane changes. Maybe if you're speeding like 20 miles and over, but if you're 5 or 10 over, they shouldn't be able to. I don't like any of it. Slow rolling a stoplight. Now, blowing through a stoplight, that's a safety issue. But when you slow roll it, no. I don't like this bullshit traffic stops. Yeah, well, don't get arrested. Don't get arrested, and have to have somebody bail you out of prison for it. But, it's crazy, guys. It is. Pretty crazy out there. But I don't like that. I think they're just doing it for revenue. They're not doing it for safety. Oh, it's a safety issue. We got to keep the citizens safe. Well, no, not really. It's a money grab. It just is. It just is. That's what I think. But I don't know, guys. So, but we'll have some good gossip. I got some gossip and some shit I really need to talk about. Just another day, but maybe later this week. We're going to do some live streams. I'm going to try to go later in the week. So maybe tomorrow night will be much later at night, 8, 9 o'clock here. Do that. But tonight I wanted to come out and enjoy the non-rain fresh air and enjoy sitting out here for a little while before I went in and did some more chismes. Yeah, but it's chismes that connects some dots. Maybe that's the way to look at it. Because I always look for meaning in things. I look for meanings. And maybe this weekend I found a good reason why something bad happened. You know what I mean? So I'm still working that through my brain. Joe and Jenny in the house. Good evening, Dave and all of you. Hope you're safe and careful. Yes. Roblox and the money grabs, that's right. They're not helping anyone but them. It is. It's all that way. It is. It's all garbage. But I just don't think it's, it is a money grab because it's not keeping society. Stopping somebody who's reckless driving, one thing. Pulling them over for a no turn signal, Can you see my comments? Yes, I can see you right now, Gus. Gus says, can you see my comments? Yes. Did everybody say hello to Joe for me? Everybody say hello to Joe. Joe. So yeah, we're getting excited about the trip. I told you guys at the beginning of the live stream, Lorelai's mad at me this week because Lorelai's going to be mad at me this week because anytime we travel, I get excited and I do all kinds of extra stuff and I wind up hurting my ankle or tearing up my knee. And so while we're on vacation, I'm limping and bitching and whining about how much trouble I'm in because, you know, so she's mad because I will do a lot of stuff this week. And I know what's going to happen. I got a lot of yard. I mean, blah, 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 blah. It happens all the time. She's like, oh my God, just sit down and don't do anything for 5 days. So that way you're not bitching and whining about how bad your ankle is or your knee is. Everybody's saying, oh, hello, hello. Sanders says, I'm back. I had to stop and get the wife some balloon. Oh my God, did you really? I don't believe you. Hello, Henry from Gus. And, hey, Sanders. Hey, Joe. Up, Henry. Hello, life is good. So you know what I mean. It's, but I do it. I don't know why. I guess I just, it's like cleaning the house. I'm going to try my best to get the house cleaned up right before we go. Now, could it wait until we got back? Absolutely. Could all this little stuff I need to do in my yard work? But yeah, it could wait until I got back, but I'm excited. When I get back, I won't be excited. It's about the adrenaline, about the rush. But I'll feel like shit on vacation because I'll be so sore. Love hurts, walking, keeping up with mommy. That's it. We're going to take my mobility scooter. Man, John, one of these days, I got to get a better one. But we're going to take my cheap Chinese one with us. It's on its last wheels, I was going to say last leg. But my cheap Chinese one is definitely dying, so to speak. It's definitely seen its better days. So we got to get me another one, but right now we can't do that. But so everybody's saying hello to each other. That's good. So yeah, so Lorelai will be mad at me. So or I just got to pretend that I don't hurt. One of the two. Plus my back is bad and my heart. You know what I mean. And do you get in trouble? I want to ask this question for all of you guys, all of you folks out there. Do you get in trouble from your wives? John just got back. Lily, get out of that. Those are my flowers. Lily, get out of my flowers. Lily doesn't give a shit about my flowers. Lily, those are my flowers. Come here. Lily, thank you. You gotta no, those are my flowers. Turn it into an off-road scooter. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm starting thinking the framing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something. I mean, might be able to do something fun with it, but it's definitely becoming less productive for everyday life. And I do need to buy a scooter that I can go off-road in a little bit more. I already got one picked out that I want to buy. So, but money's tough. But do you guys, let me ask, I was asking before Lily stepped on my flowers. Well, that's funny. Lily, my dog named Lily the flower, just stepped on my lilies. But do you get in trouble by your woman folk when you travel? I'm always in trouble when we're traveling. I don't know how, Even when we go places she's never been, I'm going the wrong direction. No, you're supposed to go over here. No, look, just relax. So, but I seem to be always in trouble. I don't know why. Joe, I get in trouble with Jenny if I have no morning message for her. There you go. I get in trouble all the time, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm perfect in all ways, so. But yeah. I'll get in trouble for the whole week. Either, I don't know. But that's just the way it is. So I'm trying to be careful this week not to hurt myself. I am going to try to slow down this week. You know what I mean? So that I don't tear up my knee or my ankle. Sanders says, not yet. Not yet. Daisy, enough. And so that's why I don't load the car, because she's already mad because I've offered to help load the car. It's like, no, I don't want you touching the damn car. I haven't touched the car. I'm asking, no, I don't want you to. Well, the car is out there. So the other day, and she's like, just put everything that you want to take on our trip on the kitchen table. And I'm like, well, I'm not bringing in my fishing poles and my tackle gear and putting it on the kitchen table just to take it back out of the house and put it in the car. I'll just leave it where it is, ready to go, and then you'll know what needs to go in the car. You know. But we've started packing. Lorelai started. She's got our food ready to go. So we're taking food with us, except for drinks. We don't have those ready to go. But we got a food thing ready to go. We got empty coolers. I got to pick out which shirts I'm going to wear. We got the doggy food and the dog treats. And I got to wash the dog's bed to put in the kennel. And she's going to take that baby stroller. Well, I'm always going in the wrong direction, but I can still... I'm still the first one there where I'm going, yeah? Well, Daisy wants to play with the bigger dogs. Yeah, she does. Yeah, they're going to go to the vet on Wednesday. I'm taking the dogs to the vet. Daisy had a really bad heart failure episode over the weekend, really bad, about 2 a.m. I mean, really, really bad. We thought she was not going to make it through the night. But she's recovered, as you can hear her big mouth. But... and Lily has to get a shot, so they go Wednesday. And I'm going to ask the vet, because she's already on heart medicine every day. She takes heart medicine, like I do. But I need to ask the vet, is there anything we can do when this happens? Because I don't know, maybe we invert her? I don't know what to do with her. So maybe we shake her, and I don't know. But I'm going to ask the vet, is there anything? All right, Henry. I'm going to ask the vet, is there anything we can do, what we should do when this happens? And... what else? Oh, calming medicine. I need to ask him if we give them a natural calming medicine, will it hurt her heart? Because when we drive in the car the 12 hours, we'll take them out when we get gas, we let them out and walk them around. But we're thinking with her heart trouble, maybe we ought to, let her be more calm. But we got to ask him. Native Americans never get lost. We just get misled. There you go. I used to say that in the National Guards when I was lost. Man, I'm with you. I never get lost either. I tell Lorelai, I said, look, don't get mad. It doesn't, Filipinos, they get mad easy. I'm like, take a chill. Like, we're going to Alabama, all right? Or when we're going to Florida, it's that way. Florida's that way. As long as I go that way, we'll get there. If we're going to Missouri's that way. All we got to do is point the damn car and go that way. We'll get there. It's okay. Just relax. But yeah, I'll be in trouble a lot. Grandson texted me today. His dog had heart failure, so he put him in sleep. Ugh. Well, and that's where we're not at. Sanders, because as you can hear and see, she's perfectly normal today. I mean, she has an irregular heartbeat, right? And that's what I was telling Lorelai and I were talking about over the weekend. She had this episode that lasted for a half hour, And I told Lorelai, I said, look, if this is what this is going to be, if this is going to start becoming a daily thing, I'm putting her to sleep. Because I'm not going to have her scared to death and hurting. So it lasted a good half hour or more. But the next day she was fine, and today she's fine. And, it's kind of like, well, that's so freaking weird. So that's why I want to double check with the vet. But yes, I promise you this. If she has issues, I mean, if she's having these heart failure attacks, I don't want to call them a heart attack, but maybe they are, I don't know. But if she's having these on a regular basis, I'll put her to sleep. I actually have a military compass I keep with me. I keep a compass with me, but it's not a military one. It's in the mirror of the car. See, we're going south, Lorelai. Just look, we're fine. We're going south. We're good. And we're going east. We're good. We'll run into Alabama eventually. So Pat says, good evening, everyone. Everyone, good evening. So how's your brother doing in the Philippines, Pat? Is he happy? Has he got a big smile on his face? What's going on in the Philippines for your brother? And of course, when we get to the Airbnb and start unloading, I'll get in trouble then because I've unloaded the car wrong or I put something so I don't do anything. I just sit there like a bump on a log. He's doing good. Nice. Life is saying, hey, Pat, he's happy. Oh, good. So that's good. So Pat's brother is over there. Nice young man. He's over in the Philippines hooking up with his sweetie pie. He's getting him a a Filipino pie. Do they have pies in the Philippines? Oh, they got the buko pies at Jollibee. But they don't really do pies, do they? The buko pies, the ubi pie. So he's having him some pie. Hello, everybody from Pat. My first wife would get lost all the time. It would took me getting behind the wheel in order to be safe. Yes. Mark is having fun in the Philippines. Woohoo! That's good. I mean, it really is good that he's having fun. We want everybody, even though Filipino women can be a pain in the butt, we still recommend them. Oh, especially over American women. But, you know, sometimes you got to be careful that they don't become Americanized. But yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting. But I know this. I will have brought in the wrong bag. I will have not brought in the right bag. I don't know, but I don't know, but I'll be in trouble. Hello, yes, Pat Riley. Hello, Gus's brother. Life is good. I Google my wife's wipe my eyes when she walks by me. What? Ah, hell, yes. I'll be in trouble. But we're going to do some live streams. I'll try to make some videos. I need to upload some more content. I've slowed down on that, but I need to get back to that. But we're going to do live streams. I'm hoping to take you to the ocean, like I did down in Mississippi a few years ago, where we can sit and do this. You can watch me fish, and maybe all that good stuff. So, well, my friends, here's what we're going to do. Trouble is my middle name. Life is, yeah, I know that. You're trouble on our live streams all the time. But, so it's 8 p.m. here. We're going to wind this down. And tomorrow night, I'm going to try to start about 7. I'm going to start later as we go along through the week. So today I started early, like at 6. So we're going to kind of be moving this way. That's what I try to do. That way we can spend more time. Anyfin is back in the house. He says, I'm listening and driving. Anyfin, I miss getting up and watching your live streams because I'm in bed. Anyfin does a lot of live streaming for fishing, and he does good with it. So I need to wake up. Now, one thing I will do, which I'm excited about, now that the weather's getting nicer and I can sit outside in the morning, I can watch and do live streams and other things. So I like doing that. I like going outside and doing live streams in the mornings. I'll do some of those as the weather gets nicer. And we'll probably do some in Alabama. So, you know, we'll do some. I'll get up early and go do some in Alabama, somewhere where Lorelai sleeps, which means I'll probably be in trouble. So. But we're excited. I'm excited. I'm excited, everybody. Hey, Pat. Hey, I'm taking a break this week. Are you good? Sometimes it's good to take a break, to be honest. Sometimes you got to just stop, readjust, and just decompress and let it go. Because working a channel can be extremely exhausting. It can wear you out. And you've been at this for quite a while. And you've been doing really good with it. So, you know, it can wear you out. So take a break. I highly recommend it. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to wind this one down. Everybody say goodbye to each other. Remember, you know, don't eat yellow snow, all of that stuff. And I'll be back on tomorrow night. Hopefully everybody will come back. And take a break before you break. That's it. That's it. So, see everybody tomorrow. Pat says, yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. We're going to go later. So about that, you'll be, you guys will be in better shape. Good night, folks, from Pat. John, good night. Dennis, good night. Joe, good night. Anything, good night. Everybody, good night. Good night. Good night, sweet. Whatever that song was. Gus and Tate and everybody, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the thumbs up before you leave. If you didn't thumbs up, make sure to do that. But we appreciate you guys.